All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another Video Game Collectors podcast. I'm your host, Matt Rose.
And I am Josh Byerly, not your host.
I believe this is what, episode 6?
Robin is
Not Star Wars, but
episode 6.
episode
Yes.
6. We're just going to go over... Now, no auctions went off today, even though it was saying that there were supposed to be video game auctions today, right?
Right. Yeah, no, the auctions essentially would start today that would end the following Tuesday.
That makes sense. Okay.
We are starting auctions the beginning of March. So
okay.
March 2nd. Here we are.
That makes sense.
Heritage auctions started today for their own individual standalone auctions.
So in this episode, I'm going to whine a little bit more about my Call of Duty, and then we're going to go over the heritage auctions. And Josh is going to mostly give his thoughts because most of the games were Atari games, and well, he's much more knowledgeable on Atari than I am. And then we're going to
hold on. I'm getting this stigma around me that I'm this Atari expert, I guess, but that's fine. It's fine. I like Atari games.
I just wore the shirt to feel special, but
yeah, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore last week. Look at this, my Steve Prefontaine shirt.
Did you take it off?
My nighttime shirt. I could take it off.
No, not now. I mean, like between now and last week.
No, since last week, and when you saw the video last where I was wearing, I've worn it the whole. No, it's clean. I've probably worn it 3 other times in between now and then. So
okay,
it's a staple.
And then we'll go over some purchases we've made this last week, and then some losses we've made this last week. And then apparently us opening video games is a cool thing to watch. So we won't do that this episode. At least I don't think so.
Maybe we will.
But we'll probably do it again in a future episode just to maybe make some more mistakes. But with that, all right, let's dive in and check out Heritage. Let me share my screen. I believe I have this pulled up correctly. Let's go to those top. And there we go. Can you see that fine, Josh?
Yeah, I can see that. That's nice.
All right, cool. I just want to make a quick note. I love Decathlon. This is one of those games. My godparents had an Atari, and so whenever I go over there, I'd rush down to the basement and play, and they loved it because I'd just stay out of their hair. But they had Decathlon, and man, my my godparents' sons would whoop me on this. We would be working that controller back and forth, for running. Oh, so much fun, so many great memories. Anyway, that was it. Just a little.
No, that's okay. I think about you say you keep your parents out of your hair, or keep the kids out of your parents' hair, whatever.
Yeah.
Stick them in front of a video game and go play. I mean, how old were you, Matt, when you did that game, when you were playing that?
We were living in Astoria, so yeah, I was 5 or 6.
Yeah, so like today with video games, when you want to stick your kid in front of it and they're 5 or 6, if it's not an Atari or NES, they have to know how to read. Otherwise, you're playing the game with them. So that's a fun tidbit. So every time, if I just want to stick my kid in front of a video game now, I'm playing it because I'm reading the story of the video game to her. So,
I didn't consider that. Yeah,
it's a little different now, and I never realized it because my parents would be like, "Go play a video game or something," and I just go play it. They didn't have to be able to read every little tidbit. But when you're 5 years old, you don't sit there and read the opening storyline to Ninja Gaiden, or maybe you do. I don't know. But it's just it's a different time for gaming.
Side tangent. One of Ninja Gaiden, the book, actually was a fun read too.
Yeah, what are those? The power books or whatever?
Yeah, it was one of the few books I read as a kid. Anyway, enough about that.
They have a Blaster Master one. I've never read those books, but that's interesting.
The Ninja Gaiden was good. I remember that.
Cool.
But anyway, I don't think that Decathlon was a very high grade. And obviously the price, $79.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's an interesting one. It's not a case pack sort of Activision game you see out there often. I think it sold very cheap for a
Yeah.
sealed copy. I mean, what's the
Yep.
cost to grade it? That's a cost of grading almost if you want it back in a fair amount of time. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad
mean,
Dennis isn't here to punch me in the face, but
but he's gonna be watching this, and then he'll.
no, I mean, if you want to get your graded games back in a fair amount of time, you're going to be spending $60, right? I mean, if you want it back 30 days or so, $60, and that's it. So what is this, a $19 game?
You're gonna be spending $60. I'm gonna be spending close to 100.
Well, I'm talking about the Turbo right now.
Oh, Turbo, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's Turbo. Turbo in
60?
60 days. Are you saying?
Yeah, 60 days, but $60,
Okay.
$1 a day.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
like a
about right.
rental.
And I
Yeah.
think it's what, 80 for warp.
85 for speed run.
Yeah, okay.
1010.
Speed run's what I've been using, and it looks like it's dead on for 30 days.
Yeah, it's about 30. So,
yeah.
But regardless, I think $79 is a great deal on this game. Good fun game, good Activision cover. Lots of dudes.
Do you really feel that obviously Atari hit a high point when they first hit Heritage, and now they've definitely come down quite a ways. I personally feel like they'll rebound eventually. What are your thoughts on that?
I think right now is a good time to buy Atari. I think every day is a good time to buy Atari, but in particular, Heritage sales are kind of on the lower side for Atari games, and I think there's some good deals to be had if you're looking to throw it on your shelf as part of a collection. If you're just getting into it, it's a great
entry.
Yeah, a great entry point for people if they haven't even thought about video games or thought about graded games, to be able to actually get one and hold one in a fairly quick time. I mean,
sure, and they're cool games, great artwork.
I mean, this thing sold for $79 with the buyer's premium, so that's 20% on top of it. So whoever can sign this, I mean, they took it in the shorts.
Yeah,
right. I'm sorry, that's not the best sale, but that is not an easy game to find. So whatever. Yeah, we could talk about every game like that, I guess. So,
yeah, we'd better not.
I mean, we got a 7.0 NS Asteroid. NS is in no seal. I'd love to see what that one looks like, Matt. Is it, because I want to know which print they have up here.
Let's take a look.
I'm curious. Let's see. That is a white back warranty, right? Okay. And it's a notch lid, son of a gun. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's going to be like in the first run of Atari games right there. That white backer with the black text. This would be essentially third-ish or so.
Third print?
Third revision, yeah.
All right.
I'd have to double check, but this is before the glue hanger. So this is a hard one to get sealed. There are case packs of this out there, but knowing which version of Asteroids you're looking for is going to be fun to do in the future. And high grade on this never came with plastic. That's not the easiest thing. Yeah, I still don't have a nice high grade one.
So neither do I. And
7.0 is not a bad grade either.
Yeah. What would be a good grade for Asteroids?
9.8.
9. Well, I mean, because of the fact
I think 9.0 to 9.4 on Asteroids would be considered good, because these are coming out of boxes without plastic, and most of the time they're coming out of boxes that were just chilling in Venezuela, where the humidity is nice and high for decades. So you get what you get, and you don't have a fit.
All right.
I always say.
Let's roll down a bit. Anything that stands out?
Berserk is an excellent game. I just want to say that. I love that game. That's a 9.4 A+ with store price stickers on it. I like that. These never had plastic on them, apparently. Actually, this one probably had plastic on at one point, but fell off, and a store threw some stickers on it. But that's a nice grade. I think that's 192. Yeah, sure. These boxes are all really cool. The licensed Atari games are just excellent. Excellent covers. If you have them, you can line them up and make a rainbow. It's really nice. Yeah. So
any thoughts on Commando here? 240.
Commando's case pack title. Love the cover. Frank Sirocco did these. He went on to do a bunch of NES games too, but Commando and Kung Fu Masters, he did some stuff for late Activision titles, and they're just awesome. Yeah. It's just a case pack game, and 968++ is pretty high on it.
Okay.
Getting 9.8 on it is really hard. So if you're aspiring for 9.8 on that, keep trying. Keep buying case packs, I guess. Okay. Carnival, one back there. Carnival, not a case pack game. Hard to find sealed. 7.5 NS on this is respectable. It was just glued down on the back. And that went for a very inexpensive price as well. Okay, let's keep going. Football's cool. I like football, but
that's pretty.
Yeah, it's a 9.4 NS. It's a nice grade. Galaxian Joust, Junior Pac-Man, Kangaroo, the Moon Patrol.
Lots of
mine. Miss Pac-Man. Those are like in the 40 sealed case pack games. Mousetrap, not one of those. This is a 6.5. Don't be afraid of the grade. Mm-hmm. This was a hard game to find sealed, and somebody got a good deal. So $89.
You didn't bid on that one? I thought you were.
I didn't bid on it. I have one of each of these, but they're really rough in my own set. I haven't graded them yet. So let's see. What do we got? Where are you going? You're going quick. Pac-Man. That's a nice Pac-Man. 7.0. I think that went
384.
I don't think that was too high. I feel like they've gone for higher in the same or similar grade. And this is a first release Pac-Man if you want to get into the skinny of it.
And so first release is going to have that Atari Pac-Man sticker on it then?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think that some of them had plastic, some of them didn't. It's all up for debate, I guess.
Yeah.
And is that a Woolworths sticker on it? That's cool.
Let's check it out. Let's go a little closer. Let's see if we can sneak in here.
Dun, dun, dun.
If it lets me. It is a
yeah.
Woolworths.
Look at that, a $4 Woolworths sticker or $400.
No, it's $4.
$4. Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool. I like that stuff.
That's pretty cool. Now I know I've sold a 7.5 a couple months back for about $600. So this one, it looks like the price is going down just a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't know why on Pac-Man. I think that was a deal. I just don't think there were a lot of people watching last night, and the few that were going after things like Pele's Soccer.
Let's take a look at Pele's, because that shocked me.
I love this game.
7.5A.
This is an Atari Corp version. I think I got a Pele's Soccer just chilling right here. 1 second. I don't break something. I did. I want to talk about Pele's Soccer. Sorry. This is cool. Look at that. Hey. My Pele's Soccer right there.
Yours looks nicer than that one.
I don't think so. Mine's pretty rough. But bear in mind, what year is that? Is that 1988 on the back?
Let me click. Want to go in again?
Yep, same variant as the exact same one I have here. This is the Atari Corp version of this. As you see on the back there, it says Atari, Corp, period, for Atari Corporation. Sometimes they spelled out Atari Corporation. Sometimes they just put it as Atari Corp. But this game is the last release of Pele's Soccer.
Wow.
It came out originally as Championship Soccer, World Championship Soccer, I think what it was. And then it was re-released on the following revision as World Championship Soccer, but they put a nice sticker right here that said, endorsed by Pele. or something like that.
Hmm.
And that version is includes a Pele cartridge and Pele manual. So the cartridge has Pele's face. I don't like this. And then subsequent boxes, yeah, they would be branded Pele Soccer and the Atari ink version with a hang tab, the glue hanger on the back. And that's like essentially the first Pele Soccer. But the reason why this game is cool is Pele is badass. And this is essentially the first time that a sports figure is on the cover of a video game, because we're not going to count chess as a sport. But it's interesting. I've always liked it. I've always looked for a sealed one. It took me a long time to find my sealed one. So I'm not surprised to see this sell for $1,000, because it is a hard to find sealed video game. Even if this is a later release, it's still really cool. And I think long term, if you're an investor or speculator or whatever you are, a collector, this is a good title to have. So
Okay.
that's my opinion on Pele Soccer. And
what else?
racquetball is kind of cool, because racquetball is kind of a sport, I guess.
Wow. 504.
Yeah, but those Apollo games didn't come with seals on them, and that's not the typical blue box Apollo style you see. So it's an interesting one.
Was there not I want to say I have one in the closet, but I could be completely wrong. Was there not a gray box version of this?
Of racquetball?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking, I have no idea what you're thinking. Are you thinking, because Apollo made these games, then there's the blue box that they had first.
Okay, I must be thinking of something different.
Yeah, so Apollo made games, classics like Lost Luggage and Infiltrate.
Lost Luggage, huh? That was a riveting game.
And Wabbit, which is a play on the word rabbit. Okay, more games.
Raiders, is this ever going to go up? 92NS. I feel that that's a pretty solid grade, because, man, I've pulled some games out of case packs that were nowhere near that nice.
Yeah, me too. That's a good grade. I think it's a great game too. A great Atari cover. Iconic game that every kid had for Atari when they were growing up. Everybody had Raiders.
Yep.
This is the Atari Inc. version. The Atari Corp version is very hard to find and has a spelling misprint on the cartridge. It says Raiders Lost Ark. Not of the. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Okay.
Well, somebody probably got
scroll down on your
decent deal. Just
okay, real quick here. We got Super Cobra. I didn't talk this one up much on Clubhouse, because I wanted to buy this, but I did not. This is a really nice grade on a hard to find sealed game. Wow. This game is a hanger copy of Super Cobra. So if you look at the back picture,
I'm just looking at that huge dent on the front. I'm like, wow, okay.
You see that that's likely the only flaw on it. But you see how this hanger right here,
yeah,
see how that has a notch out? That's like a flip up hanger, so hang on the shelf. These type of Parker Brother games, I don't know if this came in a setup box style, but board game box, but setup style box where you have a lid and a bottom. But Super Cobra is hard to find sealed. Yeah, somebody got a deal. I don't know if I'm sure there's a little bit of a dent there, but I think it has some reflection off the blister in that photo.
And that must be the only thing.
Yeah, it's hard to find. These are cool. I would have loved to have picked that up, but
you weren't willing to go over 400.
Nah, there was other stuff I was watching. Thunderground's another cool one that you don't see sealed often. Also it's a Sega game, so probably one of their arcade ports. I'm not familiar with the title. That does, what does it say? Official arcade version. Yeah, so it's a Sega arcade port. I
Hmm.
can't say I've ever played Thunderground, but I do know that NS means it probably is a glue seal on the back.
Let's take a look.
Hanger. And a lot of the games later for Sega, maybe it's later, maybe it's earlier, I'm not sure. But some of the games that Sega did for Atari and VIC-20 or whatever system you're collecting for, this is how they seal them. They have no plastic on them, and they have that hanger glued to the back, like a bunch of other Atari games from the time. Buck Rogers is another one that was like this, and so was Star Trek. So to find this guy, no plastic ever around it, and 9.2 is a really nice grade and a hard to find sealed game. The only two that I can think of that had plastic around them are TAC-SCAN and SubScan. So of the publisher Sega for these Atari games. So somebody got a deal, I think, on that. That's hard to find. Title Match Pro Wrestling is really cool. I think it did okay. Tron is Tron. That's a nice grade on that because these boxes are complete garbage. So getting a 988++ is not an easy thing to do.
That's insane. Yeah.
Out of case packs, I'm getting 9.4s. So that's a nice grade.
Wow.
I think we'll see a nice jump in high grade Atari in the future. Venture is a Coleco game that Atari picked up later. So this is the Atari Corp version.
And there are boxes and boxes and boxes of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great game, by the way. There was the Atari 2600 version, I believe, only included 2 dungeons or something. You can only play through two portions of the game, and it didn't have the full port from the arcade. And there was a guy at one of the Portland Retro Gaming Expos way back when, I want to say when they had it at the Holiday Inn out by the airport. He did a hack of this game and sold them on Atari Age, but it included the last level that wasn't included in this. So it's kind of a cool thing. If you want to go out and do the homebrew hack thing for Atari 2600, have fun. That is a nightmare I never want to get into, but I know people love it. And it's well documented over the years. I know that the digital press guides would track them. Atari Age tracks them really well. It's kind of a fun little segue to go off and collect unique homebrews, hacks, and other reproductions of prototypes in limited quantities or produced in limited quantities. So, tidbit there, I guess. Tangent.
All right.
Okay. Winter Games is cool. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I was kind of excited to hear, or I didn't know that Retro Gaming Expo was ever over by the airport. So that's what I picked up from what you just said.
Oh, do you want to know where it started?
Where did it start? And when did it start, actually?
Well, I think the first official Portland Retro Gaming Expo was in I don't know if it was Holiday Inn also, but it was in Vancouver, across the 205 bridge.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what the hotel was, just in this conference room sort of foyer in this hotel, and it was just a day thing on a Saturday. You drove up and sold games, and I think I sold about $400. I had a Cheetah Man 2 sitting on my table. I had a whole bunch of really cool, rare NES stuff, and nobody had the money to buy it, but it was fun. That was the first time I met a lot of great people, and I got reacquainted with some people I had met once or twice, and that was the beginning of what became the greatest classic video gaming expo to date.
Yeah,
so,
it's got to be the biggest now outside of Vegas, maybe, or is?
I don't think Classic Gaming Expo is going on any longer. They would have on and off years, and I can't remember the last one they had.
Okay, so Retro Gaming Expo is the biggest and the best. And for any of you who haven't been there, if you love retro games, you would absolutely love going for the 2 days. There's plenty to do. There's so much to see. There's so many people to meet and hang out with and say hi to. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good time.
It is. And Josh and I are typically always there.
Yeah. I want somebody to just work my booth for me one of these years so I can just hang out and do nothing and play arcade games.
Or just don't do a booth. But that doesn't make sense.
That just wouldn't be the same. Right?
Yeah, don't do that. I regret saying that.
Yeah, but it was really cool actually. Jason Wilson, Dream TR from the forums, came up to that show from California. You know, the very first one. It was really random. You're like, oh, what's Jason doing here? So,
wow.
Yeah, it was fun. But, okay.
Winter Games, awesome game. Loved it in all its platforms, personally. What else we got here?
I love this epic style of artwork. It's absolutely one of my favorites from the era, and it goes all along the the Atari and Apple computers from the mid 80s, and there's a ton of games to collect in that whole era, which are really unique to those home computer consoles, and unique artwork style that's on them as well. Like there's a Summer Games 2, that wasn't released on anything except Commodore and Apple II. Yeah. So there's a G.I. Joe game that was only released on Apple II, and it has this same sort of 80s style neon artwork.
And that game was fun. I remember playing that.
The G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Mm-hmm. Did you play which Activision Transformers for Commodore?
Oh my gosh. I couldn't tell you which version. I just remember the kind of the theme song going along with it and just jumping around.
That sounds like Activision Transformers.
It was the game we always loaded. That Skate or Die.
Skate or Die, yeah.
Yeah. And I think there was Bruce Lee too. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's Data
East?
Datasoft game.
Oh, Datasoft.
Bruce Lee too. Yeah, they did Karate Kid also. Those are hard to find. There's like a Zorro and a Goonies game too that nobody really knows, and they're really hard to find with the boxes. So let's not even go down that road.
Okay, we'll keep on the auction here. We'll try not to.
Yeah, so we're like coming to the end of Atari 2600. It looks like. Gremlins. That was my game. I think it sold terrible, but whatever.
I almost bid on it, but
there's Pitfall 2. Let's hop back up here, Matt. There's Pitfall 2 or Pitfall 1. I can't even think straight anymore. Pitfall 1. The artwork has changed slightly on the 5200 version. Slightly. It's changed drastically. So it's this. It's not the green Activision type of art, but it's really a cool version. I think they did this art style on like the ColecoVision release, the Atari 800 release, the 400 800, but that box is a little thicker, but they use the same style of artwork, and I think that's it. So it's cool. I don't have one. I kind of like it. I don't have any 5200 games. Super Cobra is cool. That's a high grade 5200. Dig Dug, you got your first 7800 game here. This is an 86 version of Dig Dug. Has plastic around it. For the Atari people out there, I do know that there are some earlier 7800 variants that are insanely hard to find. And Dig Dug is one of them. I know that there's an 85 box of Dig Dug, and then another title. I have both, and they took me quite a while to find, and they're not really well documented, but they did not come with plastic around them, and it's right when the 7800 launched. So if you're going to get into 7800 and going after variants, good luck on those. They're hard to get. So
I can't say I see them very often.
No. Cabbage Patch Kids is quite possibly the stupidest looking game I've ever seen. I've never played
it. And an extremely high grade. Did that come with that? That didn't come with plastic, did it?
No, these pop right out of cases.
All right.
So, Coleco had made the Cabbage Patch doll, so they're going to be like, yeah, let's make a video game out of it too, because we like to do stuff like that.
Yep.
So,
war games. Man, I feel like we've seen that sell higher in the past. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really tracked it. I've always wanted to get one because I love the movie.
Yep.
God, I love this movie. What an iconic. Yeah. Film. Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Treasure of Tarman. I love the AD&D games. The early ones for the Intellivision are fantastic to play. So,
can't say I've ever played it.
You haven't? Okay.
No.
The artwork is amazing too. These are typical Venezuelan case pack games. I have a nice sealed one of this. I like this. I like the AD&D games, so I collect them haphazardly. So the really fun ones to collect are the gold box SSI releases for the Commodore or IBM. You know, I like picking those up. So I don't have any sealed ones, but I have some nice CIB ones. Pitfall, another Pitfall. This is
another
really cool.
variant.
These are case pack. They didn't ever have seals, and getting these is extremely difficult new because they didn't have plastic, and there was no way to tell if it had been opened or not opened because it's literally a tray that slides out of the top. So if you want a graded one, it's coming out of a case pack usually. So just going on eBay and buying one raw, WADA's not going to certify it as NS. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm. And that's weird for that because it's Activision and Intellivision, and other Intellivision games or other Activision games on Intellivision did have plastic around it, but Pitfall for some reason did not. And I'm sure there may be a few others, but I know that for a fact.
Got one more Deadly Disc games, and then
yeah, it looks like this is some Italian variant. It looks like, so probably an NTSC copy. That I've seen some of these before where they shrink a foreign language manual on the outside on the back. So that is very likely what that is. So, yeah. Okay,
and then we get into NES.
Yeah, here we go. NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. What pops out to you, Matt? I'll let you do some.
I almost bid on this, but just because I know they're just going to get harder and harder to find. I thought this was a fair price. Almost any sealed NES game at this point for $200, I'm just like, hey, you know, other than maybe Othello or something.
I'd still probably, if it was an anti-grade Othello, I'd bid up.
Well, if it's a 9.8, 9.6, something like that, sure. But I would imagine that just darn near any sealed NES game that's in a decent grade, $200 is a pretty good price, especially since this is graded already. So, Metal Gear CIB stood out to me a little bit. I was like, actually, after we watched this, I went and pulled mine off my shelf and put it in the closet so the sun doesn't fade the spine. So there's a fact for you. Because I was like, holy
take care
crap.
of your games so they're not exposed to certain lights, Matt.
Well, they display so nicely, and I think you're way between the price and the cool factor, and it makes me feel good to stare at them. So
yeah, it's your shit. You can do what you want with it. So,
yeah.
Punch Out.
Yeah.
Are we just at this level where Punch Outs are now eBay? You get a rough one for $250, and that's just what you get.
Yep.
And one that's graded, you get a little bit of a premium. A 7.0 is not a bad box. This is a fair box. It probably has some. I imagine the box is 7.0. Tell me what is the box, Matt?
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Let's go.
Maybe it's lower. It's probably lower if it's a 7.0 CIB.
Let's take a closer look.
Oh, it's lower, isn't it? It's a 6.0.
Sorry, I'm using my finger.
Yep.
Ooh.
2010 Vision's coming into effect here. Yeah, 6.0 box it looks like.
Good.
The 8.5 cartridge.
Yeah, decent cart.
Yeah,
Manual's a little rough.
It seems a little high to me.
Oops.
For the condition of the box.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to scroll.
Which
here.
variant are we looking at here? Say,
let's get out of here.
That's okay. We got that figured out. It's a Reve Round SOQ. There are two variants of the Reve Round SOQ, the seal of quality, and it is denoted on the inside flap of the box. Some of these have a code on the inside flap, and some do not. And that's when they introduced the manual with the code on it. So there you have it.
$840 for CIB.
$840 for a CIB, but it's Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I love this game.
Sure, it's hard to argue against the top 10 game for sure.
Mm-hmm. Top 2 game, you mean? So
I top 5.
I'm just kidding.
I could go as far as top 5, but it's I don't know. Maybe not for me. Well, yeah, top 5, top 10 depends.
That's
who's
okay.
list.
I there's so many good games. I'm not going to get into a debate on that, but it is top 2. So.
But it is top 2. Okay.
I thought this Turtles was strong. I didn't look at the box, but the card is a 9.8 inside here, if I remember. This was going live.
It's shrink still on it. I'm going to try and zoom slowly this time. I guess I got to click on it.
Get my forehead in there.
Second.
Ooh.
Whoa, dude.
Doesn't zoom slow. Okay.
Why doesn't this?
Or is the box a 9.2? Box is a 9.2.
There we go.
That's what it was.
We're just doing
not
a
a
super
9.8
zoom.
card. 9.2 box. Nice box. That's probably why this sold a little higher than normal. And it is a no pizza variant. So for all you kids out there who like Ninja Turtles, this is the, if you're into prints or revisions, whatever you want to call them, this is the second revision of this game where they removed the pizza logo that was on the one of these sides and took it off the back of the manual for your Pizza Hut discount coupon. Was
it also this game that all of the bandanas were Raphael? They were all red. Which version of this?
Oh, that's on the cover of number 1.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So within the game, I believe that it's just they're all the appropriate colors, I guess.
All right.
So
shows how much I know about my turtles.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, CIB is starting to go for premiums.
That's a nice box. I don't
that
price.
You could easily get this up to a 9.
You could probably get a 9.4 out of this if you find the right components. So
yeah, nice cart.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then.
Moving along, Total Recall. Apparently not a lot of Schwarzenegger fans out there
except me, because I bought that game. That was a
okay.
single game that I wanted in this auction, and I won it.
Is that why you went quiet when it came out?
Yeah. And I thought I got a great price on it.
I
think it's pretty hard to find sealed. I will always kick myself for not buying the CES box that was on eBay for years, and it's gone to somebody's collection, and I didn't buy it. So I'm probably going to take this, crack it out, and remove the sticker, because I do not like that sticker on this game.
I was just going to ask you that, actually.
Yeah, that sticker's coming off for me. I don't like it. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. I do not like the placement of that sticker.
Yeah. Kind of pulls away from the game just because of the color.
I really do like a nice looking cover. That's a cool. I love this movie too. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've played a lot of Nintendo games. I never played Total Recall on NES. So.
I can't say that I have either.
But I didn't have it, so I wanted to get it, and I would have bought it for $250 ungraded on eBay. So
okay.
Yeah. I think ActRiser 2 sold cheap. This is a rare sealed video game, and I think people it's thrown in the mix here, and people they just get scared of this 8.5 grade,
Yeah.
I think if this thing is going in a signature at a 9.0A, this thing's clearing $2,000. This is a hard to find sealed video game. So somebody got a good deal here.
And
I was half tempted to bid, but I did not.
And a fun game too. I know we played the heck out of ActRaiser, the original.
Yeah, I did too. It was one of the early Super Nintendo games that, you tried to. I feel like when the Super Nintendo came out, if you had a good rental store, you got to pretty much try out everything as it came out. So that being that it was one of the early ones, and I played it too. I didn't own it, but I definitely played the first one. So, yeah. Now, what do you think about Zelda?
I'm thinking I should have bought Player's Choice a long time ago. Yeah. When they were, $100, $200. Mm-hmm. Actually, that reminds me. Let me grab a Zelda here real sec. One sec.
Okay. Yeah, so we were talking about this the other night in the Cool Kids Clubhouse chat room, and how the artwork is its own unique artwork in comparison to the first release of Zelda. So they kind of made the background nice and stonish looking. So
I'm gonna save that. We'll come back to that note on losses, but it has to do with Zelda.
Okay.
But 9.6A++, man,
that's a nice grade. I love this game. It's some of the best memories I ever had was The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. So I absolutely love it. I don't own a sealed one.
Zelda.
Why would I? Because I want to play it. Come on.
Zelda sealed, high grade, high price. That's just kind of the formula. Mm-hmm. Wow. Player's Choice though. That's wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what's a 9.6A++ non-Player's Choice going for? Is that thing?
Oh man. Well, yeah.
You throw a 3 or a 4 in front of that for $4,000 or whatever, $4,000.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Moving along. We only have a few games left, and then the cutoff is actually here. So,
yep.
Didn't somebody in the chat get the Turok?
Yeah, I don't remember it. No. Oh, maybe that was the one that had the 9.8. One of these had a 9.8 cartridge, which is crazy. Yeah, I think it's this one.
I think it was this one. Let me.
These were really nice.
Take a look.
This felt like it was a
overly
brand new game.
Overly zoom one more time.
Yeah, zoom.
9.8 cart.
Yeah, the manual's an 8.0. Huh, that's interesting. Anyway,
so basically they opened it and never played it.
Yep. Cool little Turok trivia for you comic connoisseurs out there. The first issue, the Valiant Comics issue of Turok, it has a really awesome, cool 90s style comic book cover that was supposed to like appeal to as a collectible, right? And Turok #1. The cool thing about that comic is that if you open the front page of it, and it has an amazing Mega Man 5 advertisement in it on that front page on super, super nice paper. So if you're like me and you rip up those 90 comic books for the video game ads, that's one to look for in the dollar bins because the advertisement in it is amazing. So,
fun fact.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, that's a major tangent. We could talk about video game advertisements another time. I think that would be fun. Corpse Killer.
I know nothing about that game.
Yeah, it's garbage. I mean, the gameplay is garbage. I think the cover is really cool.
$408 garbage anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the game sucks. So
okay, I've never played.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these digital picture games, but that is, I think that the cover and the uniqueness of them is appealing in some regards. But the cover on that one's cool. The title's cool. It's zombie-ish. You know, you're killing corpses, as it looks like. So, corpse, is that plural? I don't
Corpse.
know. But if you're a corpse killer, what does that mean? Because isn't a corpse already dead? I don't know. Maybe it should have just been called zombie killer.
Zombies would have probably sold more,
Probably.
or at least nowadays they will.
Yeah, like, we can't call it zombie killer. Can't do that.
No.
George Romero is going to sue us if we do something like that.
Oh.
I don't know. Okay.
Alone in the Dark, another game I personally know nothing about.
Computer game. Computer nerd alert. The Alone in the Dark franchise. This is like the fourth or fifth version of the game, sequel or whatever. I'm not sure exactly where this one falls in the timeline, but the original Alone in the Dark for IBM is fantastic. I never played these, but I understand like the PS1, they have a following here, but this is a nice high grade horror themed. I don't know if this is like a case pack game out there or not. I've never looked for it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I've never noticed it, but it's cool. I guess it's a 9.8 A+. I'd keep it if I had it.
That's a great grade.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do we need to go over the Grand Theft Auto trilogies continuing to sell honestly at a high price?
Yeah,
all things considered.
I don't think we need to go over them because
there's
I
a million.
think that they're selling high, and that's okay. I guess, I don't know.
Someone's making a few bucks off their.
What did the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas go for?
$480.
Dang, girl.
That's a 9.6 A++.
That game is fun though. My God.
And I guess this just went for $720 because it's a 9.8 A++. I mean,
yeah, probably.
Yep.
That's okay.
And then the rest are older auctions.
Yep.
Okay.
Older auctions. Okay. That was fun. How long did that take? 30 minutes?
Yeah, at least.
Okay. What'd you get, Matt?
All right. We want to go into cool
Let's go
purchases.
with your loss. What did you lose? What did you lose first?
What did I go and lose?
Yeah.
Well, that Zelda brought to mind, I don't remember, the last Retro Gaming Expo we were at. I don't know if you remember me running up to you and grabbing you and running over and saying, hey, there's a sealed Zelda.
I remember.
And you're like, buy it. Because it was, I don't know if you can see the price tag.
Is that the copy?
This is the copy.
$75.
Same game.
Okay.
But it's a reseal.
That's right. I'm like, oh, take it back. It's a reseal.
Yeah, and the guy said, no. Yeah, and a pretty poor reseal. I feel like a moron for not knowing better. But I honestly had never bought enough Super Nintendo to just have a normal eye for it. Yeah. I just saw the seal and I was like, the price is right. Let me grab it.
Yeah, that same seller had a Pokemon Blue that ended up grading, I don't know which version it was, some version of the ESRB with a Sandshrew on the back or whatever, but it ended up grading, I think, a 9.6 A++. The guy had it for sale, I want to say it was $800, and I passed on it.
Back then,
2019, October 2019. And then when I saw it, I'm like, this thing's like 9.2, 9.4. I'm not going to buy it for $800.
Wow.
Shit. I wish I would have bought it.
So. I guess I can't fully call this a loss because I would have to say, based on the condition, at least at the outside, unless there's some weird like chess game on the inside, the CIB copy is probably worth the $75 now.
I bet it's a copy of Caesar's Palace.
Maybe that should be the next game we open.
Why? I'd love to find the gal that was on the cover of Caesar's Palace. That's who I want to meet.
Weren't you asking me that the other day?
Was I asking you that? Do I talk about that to everybody?
I think so. I think you texted me something about that. I was like, I don't know who that is.
It would be fun to do like a Las Vegas theme video game hunt, like go look for all the video games that are themed around Las Vegas. You know, maybe not. Maybe that'd be a jump. You'd have to go buy the Donald Trump computer games. So.
Oh, all right. What's your loss?
I missed out on a skater diet tonight.
Ness?
Sealed. No, the Game Boy version. I missed out on that. There was one open auction, and I wanted to see what it went for. It went for $720, and then somebody threw one up on eBay, sealed, and I offered the guy $650. He countered at $700. I was going to accept, and then somebody else beat me to the punch. So it was gone. That was my loss. I kind of wish I would have. I don't know. I didn't get it. I'm okay with it. No, but that was kind of a loss because I was willing to pay it.
Okay.
So. What about you?
Outside of that Zelda, I bought. I don't think I've gotten anything too. I've avoided a few losses. Other than just keeping my eye out for reseals. I've seen a lot of reseals. And we'll dive into that once we're done with our wins. I'm gonna re-dive into reseal and cry a little bit more about my Call of Duty. All right, what'd you win? Give me some wins, or what'd you get? Not just some.
About this, I thought this was a good deal. Cubert 3, Super Nintendo. It's pretty decent. I think I paid $300 for it. It's going to be like an 8.5A seal. It's nice. I like this sort of thing. Kind of off the wall, hard to find Super Nintendo games for $300 is what I like. So
sweet. Let's see.
I got a stack of other things too, but that's okay.
So do I. Got myself a nice. For me, because I know they're raising in price. Nice Modern Warfare 2. This is one of my all-time favorite games. Personally, my friends and I played this so much. Absolutely loved it. Loved cross-map sniping people, no-scoping people. Yeah. Great memories, and the price is starting to go up.
Yeah, it's a great game.
And $20 is a good buy for that. So
yeah, maybe I'll trade you a Minecraft. So find me one of those games that I need.
What else you got? Anything?
I think I talked about them kind of last week. How in our eBay auctions, I got a few of these the other day. I think they're cool. Blitz 2001. No, 2000, not 2001. 2001 is really hard to find. For Dreamcast. It's $50. I picked up a couple. I think it's a good title. So I use it for some trade, sell a couple, just keep going along and buying stuff that I think I can make a little money on, and also, put out there for other people if they need one. And they have something I'd like. So, yeah.
I got if I can get maybe I can get it out. We'll pull it out of this real quick. Got my Beavis and Butthead in Genesis.
Ah, nice.
Pretty nice copy. I would say, actually, it's a really nice copy. I don't know what it's going to get. I'm pretty hard on my grades, so
okay.
It's mid 9s, A+, I would say.
Cool.
I was pretty excited about that.
I like that game.
I just like Beavis and Butthead in general, so I was like,
I did too. Yeah, I like all that sort of animation. I picked up a
Man.
Bart meets Radioactive Man for the Sega Game Gear, sealed. This is hard as shit to find. CIB. Yeah, I love Game Gear. I haphazardly buy sealed copies when I can find them. of games I just don't have. And at this point, since WADA hasn't graded any, I probably have close to 40 or 50 sealed Game Gear games just chilling, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're slowly catching up to Eric.
No. I'm not that crazy, but I do like them. I think it's a fun thing to collect. And most of the time, if you're looking at the sealed ones, you know, the boxes are always sunken or damaged or crunched. So that's a nice copy I picked up, and I was happy to pay what I paid for it. So and staying in that same vein, because I don't want you to go off topic, I finally got a copy of South Park PlayStation 1.
Nice.
Yeah. I love this game.
Do we even know a value on that? Has there
I don't
been?
know. I think it was like $50. So I was like, I can't find one. And
yeah, it's a steal to me.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy. It's nice too. I don't know what it will grade, but I love this. And speaking of, no, I won't talk about
it. Not yet. Got to be careful.
I'll talk about that next year.
Okay. After you have a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did pick up one other game that brought my mind back to our previous conversation. Mainly because I was looking for one of these, and this is a super, super nice copy of Rock Band. My glare is going to get, but
that's legit.
Yeah, it's legit because it's got the EA logo on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it brings me back to that whole security device enclosed sticker thinking. And makes me double wonder about that.
Right?
About that game. But we still have the argument that it had the on the back, on the barcode of the Call of Duty that I opened a couple weeks ago or whenever, had the double sticker underneath the shrink wrap. And that still doesn't make sense. So double barcode over the original barcode.
Yeah, and it was a UPC that didn't
register,
match up with anything related to Call of Duty on any platform. So it's confusing. Hopefully we get a little more insight in the coming weeks of what that might have been.
Yeah, maybe we bring on
a guest.
Bring on a guest that might go over that.
Speaking of, I picked up this, I wanted to show you. EA Tiger Woods 07.
Hey, Tiger. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's kind of why
you were thinking.
Why I bought it. I like buying the EA stuff because I'm looking for that when it happens and when it doesn't happen on EA games. There's not a good definitive list of why and where on certain EA games because some of them just don't have it and they are real. So
there's no rhyme or reason.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's it.
Maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We're learning together.
We are.
Anyway, I don't have much else to talk about.
Yeah, that's it. I think we rattled on enough about Atari HA auction action and wins and losses, which is always fun. These don't always have to run that long or even that short, but it was fun.
Dennis will eventually be on here.
Sweet.
Talked to him tonight at about 6:00, and he was getting his jammies on. And because I think he wakes up fairly early to get into work to grade everybody's video games and push.
So what you're saying is he was slipping into his onesie?
Yeah, his onesie.
Yeah, and then
he cut the feet out of his onesie, I think.
Oh, he slightly outgrew it finally. And then he played Mario Paint and went to bed, right?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, that'll be great to have him back on.
Yeah, he's excited too. So it'll be fun.
Cool. Awesome. Well, that's all I got.
All right. Go video games.
Go video games. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, questions, whatever, feel free to leave them below. You'll probably see this on YouTube. Message us on Instagram. I'm MCM Rose 1. Josh is Wafflefoot.
Mm-hmm.
Waffle_foot.
Yeah, because
Somebody
kid
else has Wafflefoot.
Wafflefoot. Who thinks of that? It's a foot with waffles and waffle iron.
He's going to have an awesome website coming up here shortly. You can also visit him on that.
That's going to be fun. So.
Sweet. And you can always visit me, and my website doesn't always have all video games. There's a bunch of other random stuff, but mcmrose.com as well.
Yeah. And one last thing. Matt years ago bought the domain name NintendoAge.net.
Oh boy. We're going there.
Murdered a while ago.
And I did, hey, to just make this everybody aware, I contacted Dane first of all, and I said, hey, is this okay that I do this? I feel that you should have it. I don't know why I felt like it was protecting his brand. And he's like, I don't want it. And so I got it anyway. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to grab it and hold on to it. I don't know why. And so I've had this, I've had it for 12 years, just sitting.
Yeah.
And then,
about last summer, or when was it? You kind of put a site together, and we put a forum up at NintendoAge.net. So if you haven't been on there, I hopped on there today. I literally hadn't logged in since September. But there's a couple old school people in there. It's just kind of fun, more than anything, I think, to have a place still called Nintendo Age that's not Go Collect. So
yeah, and I think we have a lot of original members in there, just for fun. That there's not a lot of conversation just yet.
There's no conversation.
Very little.
It would help if we would go there and post. But
well, sure, but I mean, we have so many other things going on. So yeah, if you want to check it out, that's fine.
It's more of a novelty of
it is
at this point for remembering a really good time in the collecting space. And I know a lot of people are like, Nintendo just sucked the life out of collecting and fun. But now those people that miss that are saying the same things about Facebook and graded games. And, it's just this narrative that continually changes, but is really the same bullshit over the years. So
yeah,
come in and have a good time. Maybe I'll ban you. I don't know.
We will have a Hall of Shame again. Well, we already have it up, but yeah.
Yeah. So do something bad and you'll go in there.
We're literally doing it for fun, and just old memories, and just a place for, new, old NA members, whatever. If you want to go in there and just chat up, that's great. It probably needs some activity.
Maybe.
Somebody
wants to write some blog posts.
Yeah. Hey, have at it.
But
no
discredit to Video Game Sage, but I don't even know what a Sage is, other than
and we're not. I'm personally not putting up, and I'm sure Josh isn't either, the site to discredit anybody else or take away from anybody else's work or anything that they're doing. That's not the point. It's just to, it's that whole Nintendo Age thing to just kind of hopefully keep something going, or maybe we can rekindle some kind of fire somewhere someday. Yeah, go check it out, nintendoage.net. Forgive the home page of the site. We haven't done much there either. Literally click on the forum button, and then you'll get into basically what it used to be.
Yeah, there's some Latin on there still, Matt. So.
On the homepage?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So we are rolling high class. And that's kind of my... I
love the Latin. I think it should say
that's kind of my profession, so I guess we'll just use that as a running joke from here.
So NintendoAge.net is the name. So,
and if you didn't get that, that's NintendoAge.net.
I still have some table drapes that I paid for many moon ago. So with the next video game convention, we could have a Nintendo Age booth.
So long as we're not breaking any, I don't think we're, hopefully we're
laws are there to break. Nintendo's gonna come and say something.
Yeah,
That would be-
Nintendo would be the only people that could rightfully enforce that, I suppose.
I don't really give a shit either.
Or we'll just have Josh Enton standing by.
No, we won't do that because I just don't give a shit.
Oh, okay. Well.
I do care about people I like.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
I would say we're definitely doing it for the love of the people and the groups and the friendships we had and still have.
We're getting a little long-winded here, Matt, but the reason why Nintendo Age was so successful and why other forums in the past have been so successful is they were a open forum community for people to share information that they knew and that other people might not know, and to openly give that information for no other reason than they loved collecting and wanted other people to understand what existed and what was out there. And it was a discovery of everything, you know, so that's just really lacking in everything. I think we talked about that before, but I really miss it. I go online and I just find myself, I'll go check my Gmail, go I don't know, cnbc.com, type it in, right? And then all of a sudden I'm typing in Nintendo Age and it takes me to Go Collect and I start crying. So, but, yeah.
Well, we can always rebuild. We can always grab a lot of the old data because a lot of the people that had the data are already back in there right now. So
yeah, I guess you can buy as much information as you want, but you got to remember that information came from a great group of people that supplied it over the years. So if you want to rebuild databases and come lend a hand and do anything like that, we don't have a place to do that yet, but come post your information. We love it. Yep. So share the love, share the knowledge. Nothing grows without it.
And obviously if the fire starts taking off quite a bit, we'll have to get in there and
we'll do something.
Really put some time and effort into it. But for now you're getting Latin.
And I do like a lot of people. I don't like what became of the whole situation. So
that's okay.
That's it.
So there you go. That is our podcast for today. Thank you for stopping in, watching, and if you've listened this far, I don't know why, but thank you anyway. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.
See you later. Bye. Are you still recording, Matt?
Yes.